Today, let's speak on the energy of gaining, doing things so that you can get things on earth. Now, when you want to get something on earth, you have two forms of energies by which you can be either on the carnal side, which is on the bodily side, or also be on the creative source of the universe. And what I mentioned today is like carnal side is trying to steal, trying to manipulate, trying to get something out of the negative energy, trying to trick yourself, your soul, and trick others, and also trying to make up schemes or trying just to make money just for the sake of making money. These are energies which you try to pursue, which ultimately is an energy of turmoil and which will lead to your life being a kind of curse within the energy of turmoil. Now, when I say that you wanted to take something from someone, or you wanted to start a business for the sake of just making money, maybe by a trick, or maybe by just conning people, or maybe by just doing anything just to make money, you're dwelling on an energy which is completely focused on your body. And the more you're focused on your body, as I mentioned before, it's just like any other animal, The energy is very limited, and it's one of the most foolish things to bring up any kind of solutions and ideas and means, tricks, anything just for the sake of getting something in terms of material wealth. God has given us a mind which is creative, which is one with the source of the universe. It is one of the source of the creativity. And if you take it on a personal scale, when you're doing things for your body, you're just working for your bodily wants, and it's all about yourself. Now, suppose you started something which on a very personal scale was also useful to the future. It is the most sensible thing to do, because anything, any business, any work, any task that you do with your heart, mind and soul for the future will be something which is also a very creative solution, which will also bring returns. When you're doing something for the future without counting on the returns immediately, you're working on a solution which is not just for all of the people on the world. It is also for the future children. It's also for their unborn generations. And when you're working on such an idea, or when you're in a business, or when you're as a corporate getting into such ideas, you're working with the energies of the universe which will help future generations. As I said, a small example is Gmail. It was started in a very small way, Gmail. It's so that people could send mails and get access to information as soon as possible. But it rapidly expanded, and it's one of the largest companies on earth. Now, I'm not saying everyone has to be, the largest company on earth. It's just not possible. But in your own way, in your own place, it is the most sensible thing. It's the most wisest thing, and it is the only thing which you should do, in terms of the God-given ability. If you're focusing on your body, we are just like any other animals. We are just focusing on ourselves, and the returns we get out of it is completely a carnal energy. It is a energy of turmoil. It is an energy of a curse. And as I said, if you really wanted something out of someone, and if you really got it also, at the end of the day, what you got is a curse. And even if you got it, you might not be able to use it, which is a large 99% of the case. And even if you use it, it turns out to be the worst curse in your life, because it's within the energy of turmoil. And the energy of turmoil, the principle of it is the energy, once of energy of turmoil is created, and you made money or made possessions or done anything to gain for your body with the energy of turmoil, it internally destroys you, because you're within that energy. Your mindset also attracts people, events, circumstances within that energy of turmoil. And you will go ahead with your life with the energy of turmoil, ending in turmoil usually, mostly. And most importantly, your soul is also lost in the energy of turmoil. So the most wisest and most beautiful thing which you can do for yourself is to get into a creative idea where you work for the future. It can be just a lawn, I'm just giving you a small example. If you're going to maintain a lawn which is of a good factory near you. And if you're doing with sincerity, you're also replenishing the earth, you're creating the environment, you're also giving a bright side to people coming across the place. And when they see that small lawn or garden or whatever it is, they in turn, like it, and they will give you much more businesses, and your business can prosper very soon. You can have an app by which you can employ people who maintain lawns, not just within your area, within your state, within your country also. So such ideas expand rapidly, just like Gmail, just like any creative ideas into the future, which help future generations. So it is not just the wisest thing, it is the most smartest thing by which you start to get into the universal energies. If you're dwelling on the energies of your body and trying to steal to anything which is completely focused on trying to make money fast, it is one of the worst things which you can do yourself. It's one of the most foolish things, because in the stock markets, the more people who are greedy and run behind money, the more they lose. Because at the end of the day, it's about having a sensible mind, it's having a clear mind, it's having a purpose into the future, a purpose by which the future generations of our earth, the future children of our earth prospers. Better clean air, better clean water, better clean seasons, rains, sunlight, which might be 50 years from now, 100 years from now. Generations ahead also will thank you. Also, you will be a part of a blessing within earth and also into the future. And your soul is also one with the universal energies of yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Let's replenish our earth. We know that even the strongest lions on earth, or the most animals which seems the most dangerous in terms of our thinking, in terms of our mindset, in terms of our understanding, just like the most dangerous crocodiles or the fiercest of animals. The fierceness is only in terms of their physical prowess of being fierce. But what if you had an animal like the lion in the sea? A lion in the sea would turn helpless, or the greatest of shark within the sea would turn helpless on land. So what is it that makes us different from all animals? Is that we know that we can tame the fiercest of animals, We've kept the best of lions, tigers, crocodiles in our zoos. We've captured them and then we've made an exhibition of them, which might not be really conducive to the system of the universe, but still they are required, because even in a zoo, I think most of the very well maintained zoo, they have a very good system by which the animals are looked after well. They have enough of space to move about, and so that way, once they're looked after well, they're kind of happy within that environment. But still, even the fiercest of animals on earth is tamed. The only difference, because we're able to tame them, is we have the intellect. We are being given the creative abilities of the universe. We have the intelligence so that we can tame the fiercest of animals on earth. We know that they are animals because of their instinct. And if you can tame their instinct and get them into an environment, you can maintain them, and also they will also be happy, at the end of the day. If you give a lion with enough of space within a safari where it moves around and still have a surrounding fence, which is like an enclosure, still it thrives within the area. So we are different from animals. That's the gist of our story, Even the meekest of human, in the true sense, can tame the greatest of animals with the mind. So when you have such an ability, why do you go back to your animal mind to get things in the world? Why do you go back to your animal mind and be one with the energy of turmoil, which will lead your life into chaos? Not just for yourself, but also usually for your family. And also, Whatever you try and achieve in an energy of turmoil will do you no good, as we understand, will do us no good. But why do we still go back to that kind of carnal instinct within us? It's because we have still been evolving around 50,000 years, 100,000 years, when our minds were one with those animals to protect ourselves, to get food as soon as possible. But today it's a complete affront to God. It is an insult to the godly wisdom which the source of the universe has given us, which is the source of all life, which is our intelligence, which is our creative ability. If you're going to dwell on our animal instinct, it is an insult to the spiritual realm of our humanity, to the basic essence of creativity which differentiates us from all animals. So anything that we do in terms of what we want to achieve in this world should be something which might be with the creative energies of God. When once we are with the creative energies, all of our conflicts will be resolved. Any kind of problems associated with the world which we have created out of human carnal instinct or out of human intense, selfish energies will be transcended into something for the future, something which is highly useful for the future generations of our earth, the future children of our earth, the unborn generation, and also the smallest children on earth, and not just the children or the humans on earth, for every life form within our planet. Let's replenish our earth. Today let's discuss on how sports has evolved, how the concept of sports evolved into humanity, and why is it very essential in our association with replenishing our earth. What do you mean by sports? What is sports? When a child grows up, I'm saying when an infant, right from its age of, as soon as it's born, it's into a kind of sport within itself. It cries, when it wants milk. It's a kind of sport, it's an instinct within the child which helps it get what it wants. As the child grows, it starts to learn to balance, and then it walks and then falls, and again walks and falls. It's a sport to get into the stage of walking for a human. So over a period of 1 or 2 years or 3 years, the child tries all kinds of methods to walk. And then at one point of time, it is able to stand on both its feet. So it's a sport which is it's achieved success. When it stands on both its feet, it has achieved success for all the years of its effort in trying to get to walk. Maybe 1, 2, 3 years. But that's within the instinct of a human baby. Now as the child grows up, it learns not just to walk, it learns the ways of the world. It learns to get away from all kinds of dangers. It might experience dangers and then get out of it. It will fall, it will run and then trip and then get back. And next time it runs in the same area, it is conscious. The mind strikes. So it's a sport to learn. It's a sport by which you have certain bad experiences along the way, but it is a lesson for the rest of the life which is registered within the child's mind. The same process is evolved even up to the age of 20, 25 years. But what's most important is, as the child began to learn right at its infant stage, we should have that same kind of ability to learn at every stage of our lives, no matter what age, Because the moment you start learning in your life, within your mind is just like a lake which does not have flowing water, a stagnant lake. It starts to gather all kinds of bacteria and then the water starts to deteriorate. It starts to get bad. So you need your mind to get keep flowing with ideas and new kinds of creativity. Now, why do I relate this to sports? What is sports essentially? Either two or more teams, they compete at one particular area, and then there are different tricks and trades used, but there's the rules of the game. Both parties play in a football match with the rule of the game, and the party which has the most stamina and most importantly the ability of the mind, the ability of creativity, along with muscle energy, helps you score goals. Now, scoring goals is not just in the team spirit, it's also for people who are watching it. They're enjoying it, they are enthralled because they are in the emotion with the team which they support. It's a part of their being. So, how do we relate sports to life? Just like a child, we need to practice, just like the people on the sports field, just like the athletes, like the top athletes. We need to learn. We need to evolve in the creative aspects of the game of life. The moment you start to dwell on your body and get into the sport by which you're going to help only your body, your sport is going to die within yourself. It's not going to entertain people. See, when there is a massive World Cup, there are millions of people who are entertained also, and then the person who's playing the game is also the greatest star on earth. I'm just saying, some of the greatest football star. And then they also earn the biggest check or whatever it is, because the audience love what they do in their field. They love their stars. They love their stars scoring goal. Suppose that football player was playing along with himself and only for himself, within his room or within his area or within his society or wherever it is. His achievements are going to be limited to himself, and then he's going to also spoil his abilities into the creative aspects, which is the ability of God, which is given to humans in a minute specks, the ability of creativity. So no longer should our sports, in terms of whatever we do in life, anything that we do in life is a kind of sport at the end of the day. You're learning from everything which you do. It should be a kind of sport which helps you move into the creative realm of the universe, transcending only your wants of your body. You will get into the greater realm of the universe, the future of our world, the future children of our world, the unborn generations. And once your mind transcends into that sport, which is with the creative source of the universe, your life on earth is not just blessed in the worldly sense, but also you're one with the yesterday, today and tomorrow. As I mentioned before, you're one with the energy which sustains all life. Let's replenish our earth. One of the greatest findings of human history was the shape of the zero. Zero was one of the greatest findings in history. Just because it is a number, everything which happens in life, in the physical sense of the body, gets back to the sum of zero. At the time of its birth, just before birth, it starts with a zero and into the body. And then whatever the lifespan the body has with all its learning, it's a memory which is accumulated till its death. And during the time of death also it gets back to zero in terms of the evolution of life, the start of life and the end of life. But it's not just there where it ends with a zero. After your life starts with a zero, it goes with the energy of two. You will need two beings to come together to form new beings, to form new children. So two new energies come together. It happens within the universe, as I mentioned. Stars collide and then child stars are formed as we see as humans, but there are different kinds of stars which are born with collisions between two rays, the alpha and gamma energies which collide. It's the same instinct which has got into humans and all species of life. When two species of life come together and new species are born. And just as I mentioned, all about us in terms of our physical body and also our relation to the universe also has 0 and 2 also within us, which includes 2 hands, 2 feet, 2 spheres of our mind, 2 eyes, and within your upper jaw and the lower jaw, to eat your food. So, and when only 2 energies collide, is there matter formed, And as I mentioned, everything about our body, which includes the reproductive systems and the reproductive organs, are kind of the main strategic organs are with the number 2. And also we're living in the year of 2000. But let me get back to what's most important is, once we're living in the year of 2000, we should understand it's a kind of godly energy within the symbol of 2, because you need 2 forms of energy to make one complete energy, which is powerful. In a nuclear fission, there are 2 energies coming together and then creates a nuclear fission, which is all powerful, which can also be used as a nuclear bomb or also can be used within the nuclear reactor to form electricity. When there is hydrogen and oxygen combining together, then it forms water, which forms the basis of all life on Earth. Now, apart from 2, which is one of the most important numbers within our system and the system of the universe and the time which we live in today, which is the years of 2000, I would also dwell on the shape of the number 0. The shape of the number 0 has evolved as one of the greatest findings in the modern era. What I mean by the modern era would be in the past 1,000 years, but even much before the modern era, which will be around 7,000 to 10,000 years, we found that the wheel was one of the greatest discoveries on Earth. The wheel helped people move at a faster pace. The finding of the wheel around 150 years back prompted the first transport systems. And what exactly is a wheel? A wheel is a dimension. It is an object which is very clear from all sides. It has a round shape which reduces friction between the wheel and the force of gravity. It is the greatest invention by which you can reduce the force of gravity to its fullness. So when a wheel is in motion, the tips of the wheel are so smooth that gravitation with the earth is the least, and then you are able to achieve speed. So it started maybe with a horse cart, which and gradually evolved into the greatest wheels on earth. Now you might not think that it's just a wheel within your automobile which is important. Some of the greatest engines on the earth have the greatest wheels within it. It has systems of energy within the wheel by which is the energy components. The components of an engine have a lever system within it which is wheel shaped, and then it transfers the greatest energy and the greatest power in terms of the advancement of our modern engines, modern thinking. So what I said is, as the wheel was greatest invention on earth at that time, it has also transcended time, and we've got into the greatest speeds of transport. Some of the fastest cars on earth have the most efficient wheels, not in just our imaginary wheels of the tire. It is also the wheels within the engine. which makes the engine most powerful. The smallest wheels, which transfers energy from one wheel to the other. If you go inside an engine, you will find some of the most important systems are the levers of wheels, which powers the engines in different forms. So the same wheel of life should power yourself. Your wheel as a human is your ability of creation. If you're not dwelling on the wheel of creation, you are depriving yourself. You are fooling yourself. You're the most foolish person on earth to dwell on we are the most foolish person on earth to dwell on the animal instincts or the carnal instincts of getting food the fastest. Just like any other animal on earth, trying to grab from someone or trying to get something out of negative energy, the energy of turmoil. The wheel, which is the greatest finding and the greatest gift of God to humanity, is the wheel of creation. You can create wheels into the future which will drive new revolutions in thought, which will drive new revolutions in the way we communicate, in the way we network. Today we have the systems of ChatGPT, but essentially it is a network of different wheels which is connected together with a central system which is able to move into ideas of millions of people, the millions of creative people across the world, and then give you important information. Sometimes that information might not be exactly what you require, but it gives you, as of now, evolution into the future should be something which helps us get the best of the human resources in the fastest possible time, which is absolutely essential, and it is one of the best ways to progress. But what's most also essential is to keep the wheel of the emotion within humans. The only differentiating factor between you and any machine will be the emotion. Once the machine gets the emotion, it's able to feel good and bad. Humans will no longer be humans. They will either be machines or we will be instinct. So as long as our systems of evolution keeps the emotion part in control to a large degree in terms of humans, then we are into the right path of evolution. We are into the right path of learning. We are into the right path of enhancement of knowledge. We are in the creative energies of God. Let not our minds be an ability to destroy ourselves through either nuclear bombs or through inventions by which we hand over the creative abilities and the emotions associated with those creative abilities to another machine. As I mentioned today, we are also a part of the machine in some sense, but what makes us human is our emotions. Once those emotions are transferred and in control of a machine, which might be very advanced levels of ChatGPT as we see today, then you are no longer a human. It's the machine which will have the kind of control over a human if you're going to give the emotion to a machine. But as I said today, humans are also a part of the machine, because even the mobile phone which you're using today is a part of you actually, but it is just outside of your body, that's all. That's the only difference. But you have the emotion, by which you can use your mobile phone to go across places, to go across the world, to watch whatever you want from across the world, to communicate from across the world. Not just the mobile phone, the television, any kind of mass media communication ability, even your cars into the future, which will have the greatest speeds, through trans tunnels, which reduces the force of friction, reduces the force of gravity. Once you do not have gravity to hold back a speeding object, and once you achieve a speed, you can move into very high speeds, the greatest of speeds, once you do not have gravity to hold you back. So right now there are advancements in that field of the fastest trains within Earth itself, or for the fastest. But at the end of the day, any kind of invention should be in conducive with the energies of the universe into the future, which will help future generations, which will help future generations thrive into their future, into the next 100 years or 1,000 years. Once our minds evolve into this line of thinking of creativity, we will replenish our earth in its trueness, in its fullness, with the energies of the Almighty, the source code of creation, the source code of God. Let's replenish our earth. Let's discuss on the most lighter sides of life, which are also the most important part of any living being on earth as a human. The lighter sides of life, which keeps our mission, our goal, our purpose on earth alive and also in sync with the energies of the universe, is also the creative forms, which include sensual energies of prosperity, sensual energies of creativity, music, song, dance, exercise, sports. These are important aspects of human life. Music, what exactly is music? Music is something which gels with your soul. It's a tune. It's the vibration of instruments. It's the vibration of someone singing the song. The vibration of the sound which reflects with your soul, which reflects within your being. When you like your music, you do not like a music with your brain only, with your intellect. The music reflects with your heart, with what you feel, what you've learned, what you've grown up with. As a child, when you listened to certain music, you felt good. As a child, when you listened to different kinds of music, invariably, it should have been a little more harder or more softer kind of music. Or it might be something of a voice of an artist which you really loved. It reflects back in your age at present. And it's an energy, it's a form of energy. Music is a form of energy, a vibration of instruments, a vibration of sound, which reflects within your heart, which reflects with every cell in your body. Certain music, when you hear it, every cell in your body starts to like it. Your body glows up. Your energies glows up. So it's very important what kind of music you listen to. If you're going to listen to depressive music, your life over a period of time will also turn depressive. There's certain people, they're too much immersed in a kind of heartbreaking love songs. And the more they hear those heartbreaking love songs, their life turns into a kind of heartbreaking love songs, because the energy of the music reflects with their soul and in turn makes it also a reality, because they're dealing with the same energies. So one of the best ways where you can get into the creative aspects of the universe is to listen to energies which help you create, help you get into the creative source of the universe. It might be something which reflects with your soul, but which does not get your soul into depression. So just find any kind of music. I'm not going to name any kind of music here. It can be even the most gentle music. It can be even the most harder music. It can be something related to beats. It can be something related to just string instruments. It can be related to a voice of an artist. But something which relates to your soul, which does not get your soul into a depressive spirit, but gets your soul into the energy of the universe, which sustains all life, the energy of creativity. Listen to music. It's one of the most important parts of our life on earth. It's a part of joy. You find the animals, the peacock, they emit a kind of sound to call other birds, and it's a kind of this music within their understanding. You see elephants, they trumpet. It's a kind of music which calls in other animals within the same vibrations. Every animal has its own music and its own sound. Humans have evolved and formed all kinds of music, and it's a very important part of your soul. It's an important part which vibrates with your soul. And let music which you hear help you move into the creative aspects of life. The next thing will be dance. Dance is a very important form of energy. Today I'm not sure that everyone can dance. Take some time off every day, maybe 5 to 10 minutes in the morning, afternoon, night. And even if you're not dancing, you can get into some exercise, which is also a form of dance. There are different kinds of exercises available today, which also includes dance as a part of it. And also, if you're into dancing, get yourself into the mood and dance with your soul. Take some time off every week, maybe even an hour. Let your body move with the energies which help you move into the creative energies of the universe. What's important that you feel good about yourself. You do not enjoy like how the world tells you to enjoy. The concept of enjoyment in the world is, going to a party and then dancing and then being one with the crowd and then, getting to the energy of the crowd. That is not what I mean by a dance. Take a time for yourself every week, maybe an hour. Listen to the music which you like. Let your soul dance along with your being. Let it be also a form of exercise which helps nourish your body, helps exercise your body, helps you keep fit. And with the dance which resonates with your body, mind and soul, you will be one with the energies of the universe. Your body requires that kind of dance. You need to move with the energies of what your soul loves, and you will have to give it the time. Just like how you give food to your body, which energizes you. Music and dance energizes not just your being, your soul, it energizes your purpose in replenishing the earth by whatever creative means you are in at present. You might be in any kind of work, but your work can be a source by which you do things for the future generations, in turn by which you are blessed on earth, as well as into the future, as well as your soul is a part of the yesterday, today and tomorrow, because you're doing something for the future. Music and dance is a very important part of our being. It's a part of the sensual energies of the universe, which brings new life into being. When two energies are attracted to each other, there's a form of dance which collides, and then the sensual energy which makes new lives come together. It's a form of dance within the universe, it's a form of dance among humans, it's a form of dance among all creations. When an opposite sex wants to attract another male or female, courtship is also a form of dance. It's not just among humans, it's among the birds also. Peacock, it has its dance. It shows its dance to its mate, and then both of them are attracted, and then new beings are formed within the peacock family. It's just an example of within the birds. It happens within the animals also. It happens with humans. I'm not saying humans just dance and then attract another female. It's not that. But whatever a human does in terms of trying to attract another mate, it involves a kind of expressions of sensuality. If you want to get your right partner, in whatever sphere of life you are in, you attract a partner in certain ways. But what's most important is you should attract your partner in a very genuine way, which resonates with your soul and which resonates with the energies of the universe. If you're going to do any kind of negative way by which you attract a partner, it will not resonate with your soul and it will not resonate with the universe. It will be a very temporary phenomena, and that kind of attraction and any kind of attraction which you get a partner through negative energies will ultimately be with the energy of turmoil, which will turn that kind of attraction into a curse into your life. So anytime Anyone who want to attract, to do it with genuineness of your heart, mind and body, with the energies of the universe. Be genuine about what you are and be expressive of what you are. And once you show your true self in the sense of your being with the universal energies, in the sense that you are working with the universal energies of the universe, you will attract partners who are one in sync with the energies of the universe, and then your life turns into prosperity. If you are attracting partners with the energy of turmoil, the partners which you attract will be a source of turmoil in your life. It starts with you, it starts with your thinking, it starts with you being either on the side of any other kind of species of life, which includes animals, or being with the human side, the gift of God to us humans, which is the source of creativity, which is the source of doing things for the future. It is the source of being a part of the yesterday, today and tomorrow, being a solution for the universe into the future. And when your mindset is such, you'll attract partners. You'll attract beings who are one in sync with your life, with your purpose in life, which will be a blessing on earth as well as into the future. Let's replenish our earth.